G'day guys and welcome to Raging Rhino. As we're getting closer to the release of the Andor series, they've really started ramping up the promotion for it. The cast have started to go out and do their interviews and try and get more eyes and ears on Andor. Now, I think they did themselves a disservice. It was supposed to be released at the end of August. Of course, it got pushed back to the 21st of September, and then there's 12 episodes all the way until the 23rd of November. Now, they are releasing the first 3 episodes. I don't know whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing. I personally think it's a bad thing. They need 3 episodes to try and hook people into the series, but other people have their own opinions, and there's a lot of comments in there going, yes, at least it's 12 episodes instead of a shitty little 6-episode series. But I think that they did themselves a disservice by pushing it back, because if they had have released it a month ago, we probably wouldn't have had She-Hulk out. We definitely wouldn't have had a lot of the promotion that came out from the Lord of the Rings series. And I really do feel like this has flown under the radar because of those things as well. So I really find it interesting that they pushed it back. They're giving us 3 episodes. I don't really know who's excited for this. And I think another reason why it's sort of flown under the radar is because a lot of the fans are dropping off, especially after Obi-Wan Kenobi. That was a horrible series. So, and there was a lot of criticism for that. But of course, as we're getting closer, they have to start doing their press rounds and everything like that to try and push the series. And it's just honestly more of the same. We saw this stuff with She-Hulk. We saw a bit of the backlash to the backlash with the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, but there was definitely a lot of this type of promotion with the Lord of the Rings series, with the female empowerment and the diversity and all of that sort of thing. And I have to thank Mike Hill for sending this to me. This is Genevieve OReilly, who plays Mon Mothma, obviously. Genevieve OReilly talks about the female representation and diversity in Andor cast. So let's take a listen to what she has to say, because like I said, it's just more of the same garbage.
I think about Princess Leia in Return of the Jedi, and I think about Linda Hamilton in the Schwarzenegger film, in Terminator. I think for me, seeing those strong female characters play in a physical way is important. It was important for me, and it continues to be important.
See, now, I talk about this all the time, about how important this is to them. Like, back when Terminator was released, nobody was saying, like, wow, strong female character or anything like that. It was just, and she was the female lead, or obviously there was Schwarzenegger in that movie, but she was just a strong female character, but nobody had to say it or anything like that. Now, yes, it might have been important to her and inspiring to her as an actress looking into this career and obviously being inspired by these actresses, and that's totally fine. Again, it's just that these things are the things that are really important to them, and it goes on. Let's continue.
And what is great about Andor is the amount of female characters, the amount of female voices, and the diversity within the cast, so that hopefully many young girls and young boys can see themselves on screen.
At least some of those young boys can see themselves in those female characters, those multiple female characters that you show on screen. Look, I don't have a problem with female characters. I don't think anyone really should or does within the community that I'm a part of anyway. But it's the way that this is pushed. It's like, oh my God, we're talking about Linda Hamilton in fucking Terminator being a strong, empowering woman in that series. Yeah, she did a great job. She played her role and she did it really well. But it continues to be that important that we've got to continue now pushing. And it's funny because the way that they've promoted Lord of the Rings, the way that they've promoted She-Hulk, it's just the same shit over and over and over again. And I went looking and I found some more clips, but before we go into some of those other clips, you know, you look at the poster and yeah, we've got obviously Cassian Andor. You know, it's kind of like they're doing the same thing with the MCU. It's kind of like Andor. Is this going to be about Andor? I'm curious. I want to actually see Diego speak about the series, to be honest with you. And I might go searching for some of that, because I did go searching for some of the other interviews, and we are going to have a look at some of those. But again, you look at some of the new characters that they've thrown in here. Pretty much all of them are female. There is one male character up here, but others are known characters. Of course, it's got to be a diverse cast. And again, not that there's anything wrong with having a diverse cast, but why is that so important to actually, like, this is how we're going to promote the series, that it's a diverse series? Okay, cool. Do we want to talk about what the series is actually about, or is it about being diverse? Is that what the series is about, because that's the message we're trying to push? Previous poster, same thing. Just all the new female characters. It's not really that much different from that other one. But I want to go into some of the other questions that were asked of some of the other cast members, and we'll just take a listen.
We're used to seeing the Empire as this menacing, very efficient, like, force in the galaxy. Yet here, with a different tone, it could almost be like a workplace comedy.
Okay, I got to stop it there. So this could almost be like a workplace comedy. Now, again, I've watched a little bit of this. It honestly doesn't surprise me that some of these answers are the answers that come out, because this guy is the guy asking the questions. And I have no doubt that the questions that he asks revolve around female representation and diversity and stupid questions like this. Like, you know, it could almost be a workplace comedy. Let's see what their answer is.
What I love about it is there's sort of banal workplace drama, and then it just happens to be, you know, in Star Wars.
Yeah,
But it could
exactly.
be The Office.
Oh, Star Wars. It could be The Office, because it's a comedy. We've got to throw some slapstick in there, Marvel humor. Star Wars had maybe some funny moments in there, but they were all like sort of almost on the serious side. You know, even when Han covers C-3PO's mouth, it's almost like a bit comedic, but you're not sitting there actually laughing. And I don't know what they mean. We're going to have to see what kind of comedy they throw in there. If it's anything like the scooters from Boba Fett, or the running away of Obi-Wan Kenobi, or any of these things that they've done throughout the series that they've been creating, it'll be laughed at for not the reason that they want it to be. Let's have a look. There's some more to this. We got some more from Mothma here.
I love where we start Andor is, yes, we are fighting against Empire, but it is not the Empire that we know later on. Palpatine is not the dictator yet, so there are choices to be made. There are risks to be taken, and that's where we start.
Okay, so that's not too bad. At least they are talking about the series. Now, from what we've been told by the creators, you know, telling everybody everything that you knew about the rebellion and how that was formed and everything, you are completely wrong. We are wiping that. We're restarting, basically, is what they've come out and said. Now, they didn't say that they're restarting the rebellion, but they did specifically say that everything you think you know about this period, you're wrong. So we'll see where that takes us. And of course, the last one is this one.
Given the choice of any droid in the galaxy that we know from Star Wars, who would you like to have your back?
Okay, so again, another pretty stupid question, to be honest. If there was any droid in the Star Wars galaxy that you would want to have your back, who would it be? Let's see what their answer is, shall we?
C-3PO, should I say that?
You could say that if you like.
C-3PO, should I say that?
She learned
He's the
about
tall
C3PO.
one.
He's the tall one.
He's likes them tall and golden.
Yeah.
Exactly, like an Oscar. I like all my droids to look like Oscar.
Gee, you can't tell that she's hungry for an Oscar, thirsting for it. Look, so yeah, none of that got me excited for anything to do with Andor. Did it get you excited? Did what they were talking about there actually tickle your fancy and make you want to go and see Andor? I mean, this is a newly created character that they created. Apparently, there's 2 seasons. They've already been greenlit. The first season and then the second season will roll straight into Rogue One. you know, it's kind of like they're almost feeding off the nostalgia of the best Star Wars movie that they could produce, which was Rogue One, which still isn't great, but it is the most well-received one that they've done. And now they've got to feed off that. And of course, this time period, the Skywalker period, the period that they wanted to have nothing to do with. We're moving on from that. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Is it getting you excited? Like I said, it just feels like the same thing that we got from Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. It's the same thing that we're getting with She-Hulk. It's the same feel with the comedy, slapstick, or it could be The Office. You know, that same feel that we get from the MCU. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one. I know it's been a long time since I've done a video. I'll try and get a few more out to you as news is coming. But we do have Andor coming up. And of course, Cobra Kai in a couple of days. Anyway, later guys.